Section 67A of the Code confers rights on certain people who have encroached upon public land staff. The prerequisite conditions for invoking the protection of Section 67A of the Code are these staff. The person against whom proceedings are taken out has built his house on any land referred to in section 63 of the code, the person who seeks protection of section 67A of the code should be in the category of persons referred to in section 63 of the code staff. The land should not be reserved for any public purpose staff. The date of the construction of the house should be prior to 29th November, 2012 staff. The house of such persons should be existing in the disputed parcels of land on or before 29th November, 2012 staff para. In many instances, as indeed in the present case, the noticee under section 67 of the code may invoke the protection of section 67A of the code to resist the proceedings under section 67 of the code staff para. The authority court having jurisdiction to decide the proceedings taken out under section 67 of the code or section 67A of the code is the same staff. When the defense of section 67A of the code is taken in proceedings of section 67 of the code, the same issues will be directly and substantially in issue in both the proceedings staff. Usually in such matters pleadings, defense, pleadings and evidence of the parties are same in both the proceedings staff. In case proceedings under sections 67 and 67A of the code are conducted separately and in isolation to one another, it would lead to multiplicity of litigation and inconsistent judgments staff. There will also be an avoidable delay in decision of the controversy and may even result in miscarriage of justice staff para. In fact, proceedings under section 67A of the code should be registered immediately after a defense in that regard is made in proceedings under section 67 of the code staff para. The proceedings under sections 67 and 67A of the code, should be consolidated and heard together by the same court staff. Such procedure would faithfully implement the legislative intent and also serve the interest of justice staff para. In the case at hand, the appellate court notices the fact that the petitioner had specifically contended that his house was standing on the disputed parcel of land and he was entitled to the protection of section 67A of the code staff. The trial court neglected to return a specific finding on this critical aspect while proceeding to determine the issue finally stopped. The appellate court misdirected itself in law by holding that it was open to the petitioner to take out a fresh proceeding under law staff. No fresh proceedings are liable to be taken out in the case as stated earlier staff para. The courts in proceedings under section 67 of the code are under obligation of law to decide the eligibility of the noticee for protection under section 67A of the code, in case such defense is tendered by the noticee staff. The said proceedings shall be registered separately staff, but both cases will be consolidated and heard and decided together staff para. In the wake of preceding discussion, the impugned orders dated 14/10/2020 and 30/10/2019 are vitiated and contrary to law. Start.